With us today, we have Dr. Brandon Lane Phillips and Jeremy Miller. Brandon was born with a congenital heart defect. This is Brandon, which resulted in him receiving a life-changing wish, which actually was to meet Jeremy, right?
That's correct.
So Jeremy Miller is best known for his role as Ben Seaver on the 1980s hit show Growing Pains. Jeremy was a huge part of Growing Pains fans. Jeremy was a huge part of Brandon's wish, and their friendship is documented in their new book, When I Wished Upon a Star, and it's a terrific book. Would you welcome with me Brandon and Jeremy? Hi, guys.
Thank you for having
us. What a joy to see you and to meet you. Well, this is just a great story. First of all, please tell me a little bit, like, you had this congenital heart defect, you're a kid, life was hard for you in many ways, and you had this one wish. It's kind of like a Make-A-Wish Foundation type thing, and you wanted to meet Jeremy from Growing Pains, or Ben from Growing Pains, I guess is the character. But tell me about all that and what that experience was like and how that happened.
Well, when I was 11 years old, I just felt like God didn't love me. He gave me a heart defect, and then just my family situation just was not what I wanted it to be. I wanted a family situation more like I saw Ben have on Growing Pains.
Yeah.
So as a kid, I just remember when I prayed, God, if you love me, show me that you love me. And I knew that I was getting a wish, and when I got to meet Jeremy, one of Jeremy's first questions to me was, where do you go to church? And this little bell went off in my head, and it's like, I'm not, I think maybe God is answering my prayer in a way. And later that evening, Jeremy had a younger brother, had to leave the set right after the show, but his older brother on the show, Kirk Cameron, spent some time with me talking to me about how much God loved me and had a plan for my life. I'm not sure that Kirk knew that God's plan included him and Jeremy for my life at the time.
Yeah.
But we've actually all kind of been friends over the last 30-something years.
So do you actually, there was a lot going on in your life at the time, this big show and all that stuff every day, and I know what it's like to be on a TV show, everything's crazy. Do you actually remember meeting Brandon?
I do. I remember the day I got to meet Brandon very clearly. First of all, he was the only kid who ever came to the show as a Wish kid just to meet me.
Yeah.
I was the little brother, so I was usually third or fourth in line on that list. So that I remembered, as well as, again, we didn't get a lot of information, so as far as I knew, I was meeting a young boy who might not be here very long, and I just wanted to give him the best day I could. And we just kind of formed a friendship that, has lasted over the years.
How was that day? Was it as good as you hoped it would be as a kid?
Oh my goodness, it was so much fun. Like, we stole golf carts, as my mom says, we borrowed. We went and jumped out of a barn. I had just had a heart procedure like 2 weeks before. If my mom had any idea what I had done that day, she would not have been happy with Jeremy.
We didn't tell her till much later.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that had to raise your spirits, and I'm sure it had to help your health then, even still, because you're in a better place. And actually, you ended up becoming a cardiologist.
Right. I think one of the big things that day did for me, it's like if I could go from my little town in Louisiana to meet these people that I see every week on my TV show, then I could pretty much do anything. And I'd actually failed first grade, was tested for special education in kindergarten, but from the time of my wish forward, I started to do really, really well in school. So meeting Jeremy really had a profound impact on my life.
Well, and I would think that even as a cardiologist too, that's pretty amazing. It's a difficult specialty to be in. Did you say you studied at Mayo Clinic or UCLA or something like that? Or
I did. I did my residency and fellowship at Texas Children's Hospital and Mayo Clinic, and I got to train with the very physicians who had taken care of me throughout my childhood, which was just kind of a wish come true in itself.
So you guys have become great friends, and you found there's these points in your life where, in God's providence, you just keep running into each other and then developed almost like a family friendship. Tell me a little bit more about that. You were there for when he needed you, but he was there when you needed him one time too, right?
Much later on. That really is what this book is about, is our stories and our journey together, but it's how God has placed us in each other's lives when we've needed it the most. When I was at the depths of my addiction to alcohol, Brandon was very crucial in helping me get sober. He actually kind of vouched for me with the CEO of the recovery program that I was going into. It was a very limited program, and it was very hard to get into. And Brandon let him know, and it was the deciding factor. The CEO told, I got to work with that recovery program for years afterwards, and he told me for years that the deciding factor was Brandon stepping up and saying I was worth saving.
Wow. Wow, what an awesome story.
This is my brother, over here. We really are family.
You really are, right? Like you guys, you see each other all the time. Your moms, you know each other's moms.
Oh, absolutely. No, his mom's my mom.
Yeah.
I mean, I talk to her. He talks to my mom. We are just a big family.
What do you so this story is so great, and it gets even better, but what do you hope that those who are hearing the interview now, and especially those who read your book, When I Wished Upon a Star, what do you hope that they will get from the book?
For me, it's just, what I've seen in my life is that God is always working in our life, even when we can't see it, especially when we can't see it and when it seems the darkest to us. And, God may not give us what we want, and most of the time we don't have a clue what that is anyway. So he always seems to put who and what we need there when we need it.
Yeah.
And I've experienced that throughout my life, and I just want people to be able to feel that hope through this book.
It's a good word. Feel the same way, Brandon?
Absolutely. I think that's the main thing. It's God just keeps showing up. Sometimes it's, through Jeremy, sometimes it's through Kirk, sometimes it's through family. But no matter where I am in life, God just shows up and he's there and he provides what I need when I need it.
It's awesome. Such a great story. Dr. Brandon Lane Phillips, Jeremy Miller. The book is called When I Wished Upon a Star. Guys, thank you so much for being here today. What a great, encouraging story. We love you and appreciate you.
Thank you, guys.
God bless you guys.
God bless.
Take care.